Hi, this is Karen. Welcome to another dolallycrafts. This is what we're making today. Since we're coming up to Christmas, this is going to be number one in my Christmas series, and it's a nice sized Christmas box. It's 2 inches by 4 by 4, so it's a decent size. I know a lot of people these days like to receive gift cards for Christmas so that they can go and buy exactly what they want at their favourite store. It doesn't feel the same giving them an envelope with a gift card in or a gift card holder. In my mind, Christmas, you want to give them a present. So even if it's a gift card, how about making a nice little Christmas box? I mean, it only takes a few minutes to put together. It looks really nice. You can fill it with, I don't know, that scrunchy stuff or tissue paper, and just really make it a nice presentation so that they feel like they're still getting a really nice present at Christmas. I'm sorry for the light coming in here. The afternoon sun is actually peeking through the window at the moment, and it's not such a bad winter's day, if I can say that. It's about 20 degrees outside, so it's actually warming up. It's almost the end of August while I'm filming this, so of course we are starting to get the nicer weather. Anyway, enough chatter. Let's get on with making this special little box. Now, I've made this one out of one type of Christmas paper that we've got coming out next month in our new catalogue. And this is the other paper. I love this because you get big sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock with matching images to our Signs of Santa stamps. So you can either stamp them and colour them in yourself, or if you're not confident with colouring, you can buy the paper and the dies that come, the framelit dies that come with this set as a bundle. Buy them together, you save 10%. The dies actually fit all of these images. You get ones to fit Mrs. Santa or Mrs. Claus, the two different elves, the boxes of presents, this little cart, the signpost. Now also, this paper, as you would have seen in my unboxing, is flocked. I'm not worried about the flocking with this one. I'm going to put the paper aside, and as well as making the box, I'm actually going to make a little gift card to go with it. So let's get on with the box. The measurements can be found on my blog, but I don't know whether the camera will pick this up or not, but the papers are cut to 2 different sizes. We've got the base in, I think it's garden green, or is it... Yes, it is garden green, which matches the paper here. So we've got real red and garden green. So the base is made out of the garden green, and the top is this really fun pattern with the elves putting the star on the top of the tree and Santa's gift bag. But they are cut at 2 different sizes, and that is so that the lid fits snugly over the top of the box. Okay, so the lid is actually cut to 8 1/16 on both ways. So it's 8 1/16 that way, 8 1/16 that way. And what you do for this one, you score it, use the larger end because we're using DSP and it's not a thick DSP. You score it at 1 inch and at 2 inches, turn it, and you score it like that on all 4 sides. So I'll fast forward this. So that's the top done, and the bottom is 8 inches by 8 inches square, and on this you score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. I do it this way just in case there is a bit of an error in my cutting. There shouldn't be, but just in case, so that we're getting it scored correctly. So I can pop my scoreboard away and bring in the base, and what I'm going to do, you've seen this done before, you can see the score mark. I'm actually cutting into the rectangle side of the score marks so that I remove any ridges from the box, and then just wedge both sides like that. Turn it 90 degrees and do exactly the same. Fast forward the rest. So that is how the base of our box should look before construction. I'll pop that aside and I'm going to bring in the top of the box. Now this is going to be harder to see, but there's 4 squares on each end, or in each corner, and then there's 2 rectangles, long rectangles there, and then you've got a 4x4 area here in the middle. Now with these 4x4 areas, I'll just bring in my marker. We're going to remove this square, and this square, so we'll just be left with this one here. And with this one, what we want to do is wedge like that, and then you're going to wedge this side here and wedge this side here. Okay, and you're going to do that on all 4 sides. And once again, I'm going to do it, then turn it, then do it, then turn it, then do it, then turn it, so that we've got an equal amount of bulk on each corner, or on 4 of the corners. Okay, so I will do the first one slowly so that you can see what I'm doing. And once again, we go to the rectangle side of the scoring so that we're taking out any bulk from there, and then we do the same here. I'm just going to cut on a diagonal there and a diagonal there and a diagonal there, and then just trim that piece off, which will fold into this. So then I'm going to turn the paper, do the same thing. Whoops. And just take that piece off. Right, now I'm going to fast forward the rest and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, back to normal motion again, and that's the design that you will see if you've done it all correctly. As I said, it'll all be on all the measurements will be on my blog, and I will probably put a diagram up to show you what this should look like anyway. So yeah, that's the basis of the top of the box and the bottom of the box. Okay, bring the bottom back in, and I'm not doing it with my bone folder, I'm just doing it with my fingers. I will still get the traditional box shape, but I don't want any cracking of this, and I tend to be a bit heavy-handed sometimes and end up with cracking the papers or the cardstock. Now I'm going to bring in my tacky glue, which I don't know whether I've mentioned before. I've started using this because it gives a really nice tacky finish to the box, but it doesn't stay tacky once it dries, but it dries really quickly, much quicker than any of the other glues that you'll find on the market, and it's really good stuff. So here we go, and it actually dries dry, it doesn't stay tacky, unlike the mono adhesive. Unfortunately that stays tacky. And this also dries much quicker than the Stampin' Up! Fine glue as well, unfortunately. I wish this was the stuff that Stampin' Up! Sold. Okay, and one more. So I'll just pop that in there. Okay. Just give that, I don't really need to with the tacky glue, but just for those that don't use the tacky glue, just a reminder that you should do this just to make sure that your box is square. And there we go, that's our the bottom of our box done. Now I'm going to bring in the top of the box, and this I'm going to do, because it's paper to paper, I can use snail and it will adhere really nicely. So a little bit of snail on each of the tabs, and then this outer piece, and I've just realised I haven't scored all of the score lines, so I better do that now. Once again, because I tend to be a bit heavy-handed, I'm just going to reinforce the folds with my fingers so that I don't overdo it. Now I'm going to have to be careful. I'm going to have to do this one back to front because I've already put the glue on it. There we go. Okay, so then, as I said, we go around each of these four sides and put plenty of snail on to hold it in. Now bring these up and make them nice and square on the corners, like so. And because we've mitered the edges of each of the tabs, they will sit really nicely. And then simply fold these edges over and then come in with your bone folder and just give each of those a nice press just to make sure that the snail is sitting nicely along there. And there we go, really nice square lid. And because of that 1/8 of an inch, it sits on there and it stays on, as you can see. Now with this box I used some of the yarn that's come out, which is the garden green baker's twine, but because we have the textured weave ribbon to go in the lovely colours for this box, I'm going to wrap this box in our ribbon. Pop that aside. And then I'm going to tie a knot . I gave up on the bow, as you can see. I cheated and just put a knot there. Okay, I'm going to bring in a little bit of white, a scrap of Whisper White, and I'm going to put just blessings on it in the garden green. And I don't have a garden green stamp pad, however I did have the markers from last year's catalogue, and because I only use them at Christmas I still have plenty of ink in there. So there's blessings, and I'm just going to trim that out . If you can hear any noise in the background, my 14-year-old is down in the lounge room streaming the new BTS song. Bangtan Sonyeondan Dan brought out released their new album last night, and she is trying to help them break a record in being the highest number of Views in 24 hours. So her and her girlfriends are all chatting away down there and trying to help BTS get the highest number of views on YouTube. So if you can hear noises, it's her and her girlfriends getting all excited. Okay, you could put a different tag on there. I'm just going to put blessings on, and I do have some of these that were still available in the retired stock, in the clearance pages of our website up until last week or the week before. So if you haven't got them, go and have a look if they've still got any left. I didn't buy these last year, but when I saw that they were on special, I decided to get them. Just having problems getting the backing off. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to pop that just on the other side there. It's a bit hidden, but okay, my battery's starting to run out, and I just finished my 30 minutes or 20 minutes, so the camera turned off. So I've just moved the blessings and popped our little rosette thing there. So that's the box finished. Now, as I said, I decided to make a gift card as well, and I'm going to showcase how these images can be die cut. I think they look absolutely fabulous. Now, there is one stamp I forgot to get out of the box, so I'm just going to open it up again, and I need to find the North Pole. There it is, up the top there. Okay, so I'm just going to pop North Pole there, bring in my Memento Black, and I'm just going to stamp, make sure North Pole's not, yeah, I thought that might have happened. Okay, North Pole just across there, like so. And then I'm going to come in with, my little elf is going to sit there. So, wishing you everything on your list. And more will go there. And then on the inside of the card, I'm going to have two and from. Now, I'm pretty sure the Cookie Cutter Christmas font is an uppercase version of this font, so I think you could mix and match with those two. Okay, now we just have to stick all of these pieces together. So a little bit of snail on the back of our signpost, pointing to the North Pole, and that's actually flocked over the top of the snow on the top there. And also our little elfie friend here also has some flocking on his hat. This bit here is flocked, and also the little bobble on there. So we'll flip that over, and that can go on the inside. Now, this garden green piece is an offcut from the 12 by 12 sheet that I made the box out of. That's why it's 4 inches by 4 inches by 8 inches, and then I just scored it in half so that we have a little card. And the same with this piece. I just cut that out of the offcut. That's cut at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, so it's layered nicely on there. I'm just going to put our little elf here, and then if I can find my dimensionals on my desk. There they go. I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this. Whoops. My nails are getting too long. I can't do anything at the moment. I have to go and get them trimmed this week. Okay, so we're going to take the back off the dimensionals. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain blank then. There we go. Pop that. I'm going to cover that there. Try to figure out which pieces not to cover. Okay, and also in the suite we have these gorgeous little things, just little enamel embellishments, and I'm going to pop a large Christmas tree here, and then there we go. So that is the card finished. Our gift tag. You could make a little envelope to go to match, but there we go. That's our project for today. We have our little card with somewhere for the tag to go, and then a nice little presentation box. And there's the original. I hope you liked today's projects and you'll give them a go. I'll just turn it so you can see the dimensions of it. It is a large, a fairly large box. Okay, that's enough from me and my waffling on. Have a great week, and I will see you again next week. I'm putting this up in August. I know it's a bit early for Christmas, but I have seen some of the other demos doing it, so I thought, well, I will jump in with both feet. So I haven't been around for a little while, so this is my first step back into the water. Okay, have a great week, and I'll see you again soon.